Good morning, Ridgewood. This is our news for today, but please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated for a moment of silence.
Good morning. Today is February 25th. Our quote of the day: "They are never alone that are accompanied with noble thoughts."
Ellos nunca están solos que van acompañados de pensamientos nobles.
For lunch today, you have a choice between barbecue baked chicken, ground beef stroganoff. Your vegetables are mashed potatoes, seasoned pinto beans, and a raw veggie cup. You also get a homemade yeast roll, and don't forget, you get assorted fruit, juice, and milk. Today's weather will be beautifully sunny and 73 degrees. Our Black History Month fact of the day: Lonnie G. Johnson, an engineer who performed spacecraft system design for NASA, invented the Super Soaker water gun, the #1 selling toy in America, in 1991. Lonnie G. Johnson was born October 6, 1949. He is currently 75 years old.
Someone once said to me, Mother Nature has no motivation to comply with our ideas about what she should do in a given situation in terms of physics and chemistry. It's our job to figure it out. My interest in robotics started with being fascinated with science and technology. When I started building Linux, I was in the 11th grade, and it took me about a year to build it. And I knew I wanted to put him in a science fair, and all the science fairs were basically passed except for one. The last one was the one held at the University of Alabama. Taking first place in that competition meant a lot to me, and I was very aware that just a few years earlier, Governor Wallace had stood in the door of that very university and said no black students would attend. When you have this sense of purpose, you can be driven to push yourself and even take risks that you otherwise wouldn't take, because sometimes bringing about change is important. I enjoyed my professional career working for NASA and the Air Force, but I got to the point where these projects were going to go forward, whether I worked on them or not, because these were national missions. I wanted to individually feel like I could make a difference. I was working on Galileo as a power systems engineer when I got the idea for the Super Soaker. At the time, there was a great deal of concern about the impact that Freon was having in the environment. And so I thought to myself, what could be better working fluid than water instead of using Freon as a refrigerant? I was doing some experiments, and I had this nozzle connected to the faucet in the bathroom, and I shot the stream of water across the bathroom, and it was so satisfying. I thought, geez, a high-performance water gun would be a lot of fun, Super Soaker sales have literally been in the billions. I became the king of all toy guns at one point, so I had achieved my goal or my vision. With the success of the toys, I've been able to refocus on my longer-term interest, which is energy. If you're going to choose a problem, why not a big problem? I got the idea of the Super Soaker, but I was working on an environmental problem. I've been recognizing even back then that something that was worth applying myself toward.
It's somebody that actually has a goal, a mission, an objective that he seeks to fulfill. He was told he couldn't do things, but he still would do it. Watching him as an actual real world example, that changes perspectives for you.
I guess at some point along the way, I realized that I'd been given a gift. I felt that it would be a sin to waste it. The word is perseverance, because that really is the one thing that makes a difference.